Take it back to the place we know it all began. We could be anything I wanna be. I just sung something from another movie, which wasn't Harry Potter. Disgusting, Sophie! What's up, muggles? How's it going? It's Sophie. I'm back with another video. Welcome to my game show. This is called Sophie Baker's Games. Yeah, it's not. I don't know why. I said it in that kind of voice and it's not that at all. Today we are doing another Harry Potter game. Sort of a challenge sort of thing. I don't know how this is going to go, but I just thought I'll go for it. Basically, I went on my Twitter at BakeyFilms and I wanted to get you guys involved with this video to help me out with it. And it's a new little Harry Potter game I've got going, so let me just read out what I tweeted out. It's so much easier. Basically, I said, send me in 2 names of Harry Potter characters who are similar in some kind of way. Then I have to choose which one is better in that way. For example, who's more evil, Voldemort or Umbridge? Or who's better at teaching, Lupin or Snape? Make sure you include 2 names and the subject of what you are competing for. So basically, it's just 2 characters and I've got to decide which one's better in that certain situation. You'll get it as I go on. It's not that hard. I got 97 replies, so thank you guys for being active. You make this video possible. Make sure you give a big thumbs up if you enjoyed the video and if you want to do more Harry Potter games / challenges. In the comments down below, let me know any other video ideas that you want me to do Harry Potter related. And I also may do a part 2 to this, so in the comments down below, leave your versions and also give a big thumbs up if you want a part 2. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for more Harry Potter videos. Let's just get in with this. So the first one is, who is the nicest person? Movie Snape or book Lucius? They're both not very nice, which is really bad when Snape's my favourite character and he's my husband, but I'm going to go with Snape. I know it's a bit biased, but I just feel like he does have a heart deep down. Whereas Lucius also has a heart, but only to people which he thinks his heart is deserved for. For example, his son and his wife. It's probably the only people he really cares about. Who would you trust with your life, Snape or Dobby? Because it's my life, I'm going to trust Snape because Snape is my man. He looks out for me all the time. But if it was for any other situation, if you guys watching this, then it would be Dobby because Snape only cares for me. He only has eyes for me. So if you had Snape looking after you would be screwed because he'd just be like, I'm only looking after Sophie. Does that even make sense? I don't even know if that made sense. Who is better at taking care of magical creatures, Newt or Hagrid? Definitely Newt. You're probably thinking that's quite bad, Sophie, because he did let a whole briefcase full of them out in New York. But Hagrid is useless. His love for magical creatures is great, but he's not that well at looking after them. I feel like Newt knows a lot more about them than Hagrid. Hagrid's very enthusiastic, but can he really cope with them? Who is more misunderstood, Snape or Draco? Both are very misunderstood characters. Snape is a big one because he had 2 sides to him. Draco in the first movies, he wasn't misunderstood because he was who he was, but towards the end, he sort of had his own words and he didn't want to be where he was. But I'm going to go with Snape just because of how, compared to the very first book, the very first movie of Snape, just think of him at the end. Snape is a very nasty man sometimes, and that isn't just because he's misunderstood. He actually is a nasty man. I'm sorry, Snape, I'm sorry. Same with Draco, he was nasty sometimes, and that wasn't the misunderstood bit of them. They are both nasty people at times. I feel like Snape means it more than Draco. Draco's a bit confused because he's young. I'm going to say Draco just because he's younger. I don't even know. I don't know how to answer that question. That's a really tricky one. Well done, X-E-N-J. Who's more evil, Grindelwald or Voldemort? I'm gonna go with Voldemort because they always say, oh, he's the most evil wizard of all time. Grindelwald was before Voldemort came along and he's always been second best to Voldemort. But I may come back to you after we watch the Fantastic Beasts movies, to the end of the Fantastic Beasts movies. Who was more dangerous at school, Newt Scamander or Hagrid? So it's kind of like the other one, but it's saying who's most dangerous, more dangerous. I believe Hagrid would be more dangerous just because he's a bit clueless. Newt got expelled, so did Hagrid. I guess that's kind of like the Grindelwald thing. I'm going to have to wait till the end of the Fantastic Beasts movies to put a judgment on that. Who is more wise, Luna or Dumbledore? I'm going to go with Dumbledore just because I think he's the most wise character out of all of Harry Potter. Luna is also very wise, but in that, I just think Dumbledore will always top people. Who's the bravest, Harry Potter or Snape? I'm going to go very biased on this. Obviously, I'm going to say Snape. Obviously. I'm not saying Harry isn't brave. He is so brave. At that age, doing all that is just incredible. I don't understand how one single boy can go through what he went through and did what he did, but I guess it's because he is Harry Potter. But at the same time, I have to give a round of applause for what Snape did. Harry wasn't on both sides and he wasn't misleading other people, which is a very hard thing to do, which Snape did do very well. But I'm going to say Snape because Harry did say the bravest man I ever knew was a Slytherin, and yeah, and he said Snape. So Harry, that's Harry's bravest man. Who dies better, Sirius or Voldemort? Now, I don't really get that question. Are you saying like who's the better scene? I really don't like Voldemort's death in the movie. I really despise it. I hate how he just goes like a piñata and flutters everywhere. Nah, I'm not feeling that. I was so disappointed when I saw it. Sirius Black's was the most emotional scene out of the whole movies for me. Sirius Black's death still gets to me every single time. I've watched the Harry Potter movies about 50 times each, and yet that still gets to me. So the better one that hit my feels was Sirius Black's, and the better shot one was Sirius Black's also. Which one would you hang out with, Umbridge or Filch? Definitely Filch, just because I despise Umbridge. Who's hotter, Draco Malfoy or Tom Riddle? Tom Riddle in the Chamber of Secrets is probably the only Tom Riddle I would go for, and Draco throughout I would always go for. So I'm gonna go with Draco because he was consistently good looking, and he was my first crush in Harry Potter. I would go with Draco because it's not just about looks. Draco's personality is a lot better than Tom Riddle's. Who's more misunderstood, Snape or Draco? I swear I just read that question out. Am I going mad? Yeah, I did. Actually, that's not the same person. You guys are on the same wavelength. Who's the most wise, Sirius or Luna? That's really hard. I feel like they're exactly the same on my level. I feel like Luna's very wise and Sirius is very wise. I put them on the same level because they're wise in their own unique ways. Who's the best Minister of Magic, Cornelius Fudge or Rufus Scrimgeour? I can never say his name. I'm gonna go with Rufus just because I really despise Cornelius Fudge. I just really don't like Fudge at all. Who's the best with animals, Hagrid or Newt? Definitely Newt. I feel like he knows a lot more about beasts, and Hagrid is just, he loves them, he's very passionate, but I just feel like he's a bit clueless. Who's the best mother, Narcissus Malfoy or Molly Weasley? Now, you're probably thinking I would go with the Malfoys, but I'm gonna go with Molly on this because Molly is one of the greatest mums ever. Like, everyone wants Molly Weasley to be their mum. Apart from when you get a Howler, then you don't want it to be your mum. Who has the more interesting wand, Voldemort or Bellatrix? Ooh, I'm gonna go with Voldemort just because I love that his is a different colour to everyone else's. It looks like a bone and just, it's really cool. Bellatrix is also cool, but apart from the bend, there's not much else going on, whereas Voldemort's got a lot going on. Who deserves to live more, Fred or Dobby? Oh my god, okay, I'm gonna go with Fred just because he's a Weasley and I feel sorry for George and I feel sorry for the whole, because they're very knit family, whereas Dobby, no, I shouldn't put creatures down below a human, but I'm saying like, I don't even know. I personally would probably pick Dobby if they were stood in front of me. Who was the better headmaster, McGonagall or Snape? Well, I'm going to say Snape. No, okay, definitely McGonagall. McGonagall is one of my favourite professors and she's just really good at what she does. Snape, obviously, if he wasn't the way he was at the time of when he was a headmaster, maybe he would have been better, but obviously McGonagall's just much nicer. Who's the better couple, Draco and Hermione or Harry and Hermione? I love Hermione. I'm going to go with Draco and Hermione just because you know why I ship them. Who's the better Death Eater, Bellatrix or Lucius? The better one at being a Death Eater is obviously Bellatrix. I think she's the greatest Death Eater there is at what she does. Lucius is a pretty pathetic Death Eater. The one I prefer more is Lucius because he's my second favourite character, but Bellatrix is obviously a better Death Eater. Who's smarter, Hermione or Luna? That's a tricky one, but I'm going to go with Hermione just, I guess that's educational purposes. Luna probably, Hermione. Who's the better Ravenclaw, Lockhart or Cho Chang? I didn't have much of an opinion on either of them. I'm guessing Cho Chang because I don't like Lockhart teaching in any way. He's just too up himself and that's a real quality that I despise. Who is braver, Harry or Hermione? I'm gonna go with Harry. I know Hermione had a lot with her parents and it was all wrong and stuff like that, but Harry, obviously he's probably the bravest character apart from Snape. Just think about what Harry went through as he's a kid, man. Who has better hair, Sirius or Lucius? I'm gonna go with Lucius because his hair is on point. Probably the greatest hair in Harry Potter. Sorry Snape, but you do need to put a bit of shampoo in that. Sirius is kind of cool, but it's just curly, you know, but I feel like Lucius spends a lot more time on his hair. Don't you just love it when your camera dies? Fantastic work. Well done, Muggles. Where was I? Whose death was greater needed, Snape's or Dumbledore's? They both needed to happen. Dumbledore needed to die so then the Dark Lord would fully trust Snape, and so Draco wouldn't be killed when he failed. But I think Snape's is more important simply because everything he needed to know was through Snape after that. And if it wasn't for Snape dying, who would have known what would have happened? Harry knew from Snape's tear that he had to die. Which Miranda code name is better, Padford or Moony? I really like the name Moony just because it's cool how he's a werewolf and then his greatest fear is the moon and it just all makes sense that way. and yeah, I just prefer Moony. Who fits blonde / white hair better, Draco or Luna? Now, I love a bleached blonde hair boy, so I'm gonna go with Draco there. Draco's hair is a massive status thing for Draco. Luna would be okay if she had brown or whatever hair she wanted. You know, Luna could have blue hair and it still would fit. Whereas Draco, I've just always seen him having blonde hair. Who is more evil, Bellatrix or Umbridge? I'm gonna say Umbridge, which is ridiculous when you think about what Bellatrix has done, but I'm just gonna have to go with Umbridge. Who is the better black, Sirius or Regulus? Regulus is really underrated. Like, if you read the books, you understand what he's done, but I'm gonna go with Sirius. Who's the better father, Lucius or Arthur? I guess that's kind of like the other one with the mother one. I'm gonna go with Arthur just because Lucius is a rubbish dad. End of that conversation. Who is the better potions master, Slughorn or Snape? I'm gonna go with Snape, for obvious reasons. Who is better at Quidditch, Oliver Wood or Victor Crumb? Just because of the level that Victor Crumb was playing at, I'm guessing Victor Crumb, but I would prefer to watch Oliver Wood than I would prefer to watch Crumb, if you get what I mean. Most complex / interesting elf, Dobby or Creature? They're both interesting and complex in their own ways. Creature, I love to learn a lot about because he is very old, and I feel like he's very underrated because in the books you understand what Creature's gone through, whereas the movie you just see him sort of walking around being all moody. Dobby is a lot more cuter and a lot more innocent, and yeah, I guess complex and interesting would be Creature, but if I had to pick between the two, I would go for Dobby as my favourite character because he's cuter and just more innocent, and who can't not love Dobby? Who is the better Marauder, Sirius or Lupin? That's ridiculous. I really can't answer that question. I love them both in their ways. Lupin is probably a better guy than Sirius because there's not much wrong with Lupin apart from he's a werewolf, but I mean, like, in Lupin's ways, he's a lot more intelligent-minded than Sirius. Sirius is very front-on, he just goes for it, whereas Lupin thinks a lot more. Who would you say, Fred or Snape? I know you guys are gonna hate me, but obviously I'll pick my man Snape. If I had them both stood in front of me, I probably would pick Fred just for the George thing, okay, and for the Weasley family. Snape, like I said, he needed to die, but to me, he's always alive and he's stood there right in my bedroom. Who is the worst, Percy Weasley or Cornelius Fudge? I hate Fudge and I also hate Percy Weasley, so I'd probably go with Percy Weasley. I just really don't like him. And I just think it's because he is a Weasley and I'm like, why are you like that? You're a Weasley, you shouldn't be like that. Weasleys don't do that. Which would you rather have as a pet, an owl or a cat? Definitely an owl. If I had to pick any pet to take with me, it would always be an owl. With who would you rather be friends with, Newt or Harry? I'm gonna go with Harry because he's the chosen one. I'll probably be scared of Newt more than I would be scared of Harry. I'm not very good with like beasts or animals really, so yeah. Whose death was sadder, Fred or Snape's? Oh, for me, it was obviously Snape, but Fred's was horrible as well. Who do you hate more, Dudley or Vernon? Definitely Vernon. I feel like Dudley came a bit better in the end, whereas Vernon just, no. Who's the better head of house, Snape or McGonagall? They're both fantastic at being a head of house. Like Snape, he only has eyes for Slytherin, so in that sense he's a good head of house because he would do anything for Slytherin. He's a very passionate Slytherin. Whereas McGonagall is a more rounded, like a normal. Let's just say normal, because Snape's not normal in his ways. I would prefer Snape to be my head of house, obviously. Which character do you think would have made the films better if they were in it, Winky or Peeves? I don't know why I said that so weird, Peeves. I would say Peeves just because I so badly want him to be in a movie. I guess because they've already got a house elf, whereas they haven't got a Peeves. Who's the better father figure for Harry, Lupin or Sirius? Now, it's a bit like the thing, like Lupin's got a better mindset, but I do believe Sirius has that love. I'm gonna go with Sirius because he is the true godfather, whereas Lupin would also be very good godfather as well, but it's just because they decided Sirius. I'll go with the Potter's decision, even though I don't know who Harry's mum is. Who's Lily? Which one is better head of Slytherin, Severus Snape or Horace Slughorn? I'm gonna go with Snape. I think you guys know that already why I'm going for Snape, but he, like I said, it was a passionate Slytherin and he did look out for his house. Who is more unique, Neville or Luna? I'm gonna go with Luna because she is just so, like, I don't think you can get anything more unique than Luna. Who's the better wizard, Dumbledore or Tom Riddle? If that's like Dumbledore versus Voldemort, I do believe Dumbledore. I actually said something good for once. Like, you would probably think I was gonna say Voldemort because I'm all about that dark arts life, but I surprise people sometimes. Which is the better creature, hippogriffs or thestrals? I prefer researching about thestrals. They really interest me and they just seem a lot cooler than a hippogriff. Who do you like more, Scorpius or Albus? Definitely Scorpius. Love him to death. My favourite character out of the whole Cursed Child. Probably one of my favourite characters out of the whole Harry Potter series. Okay, so the last question is a very easy one. Who is better, book Ginny or film Ginny? I think we all know the answer to that one. I'm gonna go with movie Ginny. I'm joking. Who would ever say that? Obviously, book Ginny. And that is it. for all the questions. There's loads more on there, so I can't wait to do a part 2 to this. I'm definitely doing a part 2. Give it a big thumbs up if you want me to do a part 2 as well. Leave some more in the comments down below. Leave 2 character names and what they're competing for. I'm going to do another one of these, definitely. I did enjoy this very much. It made me think a lot. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for more Harry Potter videos, and make sure, yeah, just support me. I love you all. Get my merchandise in the description down below. I just love you all so freaking much, and I really hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, goodbye. And hey, you made it to the end of the video. Thank you for watching right up to the end. I like you. You're not a muggle. Make sure you watch my latest video by clicking here. You can also click subscribe to my channel by clicking here, and watch any future Harry Potter videos that I come up with. And in the description down below, you'll find my social media links, and you may find a bit of merchandise from me. I love you guys, and yeah, I'll see you in my next Harry Potter video. Adios. Whoa, she disappeared.